Alrighty, y'all. Hello. We're taking a look at some items that you might find in your house in Europe, but are not found elsewhere, especially here in the U.S. It should be interesting. Let's take a look. All right. So, what is something that is so useful that you're genuinely confused as to why other countries aren't using them? Would be fun with some tips of items I didn't even know I needed. First example from OP is from Sweden, and this is a wettex. And there we have it, a wettex. And a cheese planer. Okay, let's dive into these separately. First, the wettex. You can see a whole image here. Is it some sort of, you know what it looks like? It's like a napkin that's like super heavy duty or something, right? It doesn't look as big of a paper towel, and it's not like a sponge. It doesn't, like a dish washing sponge or something. I'm not sure if this is for dishwashing or just cleaning in general. Well, if I actually just go right here, the wettex cloth is the best dishcloth to clean your kitchen with. Every home has a few of these. Yes, it is that much better than a regular dishcloth or paper towel and costs like €1 each. Okay, that sounds awesome. That sounds like every household will have that. Why would you not have a few of those, right? My question is, how is this not a thing here? So here, yeah, you would only find, dish towels, dishcloths, paper towels if you want. A dish sponge, or what's the gimmicky item called? Hold on, I'll find out. So I couldn't remember what it was called, so I just looked up Smile Face Dish Cleaner, and it's the Scrub Daddy. This is the one. This is the one we want here, right here. Now, as you'll notice, they're not €1. They're $15 US dollars, so these are not cheap, and these wear out after maybe like a month or so. Trying to remember how long these last, because we've used these before. They work pretty well, but they're not permanent, and they're pretty expensive, I think, for what they are. Or you can even get some off-brand ones right there. Let's look up a wettex, though. And there they are. Do they actually sell these in the U.S.? I would be so stoked if they did. It looks like they might. Wettex USA. Okay. This video is going to be awesome because you know me. I will fully embrace stuff I learned about, and I will purchase it if I can. And looks like I certainly will. Look for a future update. I'm going to look for these on Amazon or perhaps somewhere locally that sells these, and I will report back. I'm kind of pumped up. I hope they're cheap and effective as they are advertised here. Swedish dishcloths, 8 reasons you have to try them. How is this a thing? That's awesome. Have Americans been sleeping on the wettex or what? First item, and I'm already fascinated. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole with this for sure, and I really want to purchase some. So basically, from my research, it looks like you can use these and clean them, and you can reuse these multiple times. It could take a lot of abuse, and then you actually throw it in the washer and wash it again. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, this is genius. I'm totally getting one of these. All right, and second of all is what is this? Osteville? Literally means cheese planer, and you can use it on a block of cheese to get a perfect slice of cheese, or even use it on fruits and veggies. Okay, so I like that it's multi-use, yeah. I could see it being useful for fruits and veggies more around here. I'll be honest, it's not very often where we have blocks of cheese that we buy in my household, but, they're pretty small. And I feel like they're easy enough to use a cheese grater or, slice it with a knife or something. I wouldn't feel a need to buy that, but it's kind of cool, I guess. Netherlands, has a bathroom birthday calendar been mentioned yet? What on earth? Is that to mark the age of your bathroom or the birthdays of people you know, so you're reminded in the morning when going through your bathroom routines, or something else? You put down the dates of people you know. I also found out that you're not supposed to add your own name to it either. Interesting that that's even a kind of unspoken rule. But then again, why would you add your own name? Because hopefully you do know your own birthday. Right? Someone asked why in the bathroom. It's in the toilet because you visit that every day and there's not much to read there. You know what? Can't argue with that. Great point. So yeah, that's kind of my reaction as well. Never heard of it, can safely say. It's one of those things where at first glance, I'm kind of yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. birthday calendar in the bathroom, near the toilet. But if you hold judgment and you think about it, it kind of starts to make a lot more sense. You can see this being hella useful because I will admit I find it pretty hard once, you're trying to remember dozens of people in your family and friend circle. It gets hard trying to remember birthdays and stuff. And there are probably other avenues to try and remember birthdays or track that stuff down, record it down and reference it. But to be honest, they would all fall short in practice, right? I could put all that stuff down on my phone, but I might not actually use it, right? I might not look every day, whose birthday is it today, right? Like, of course I'm not going to do that. Whereas if you're by the toilet and you have it right there, you might be like, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday today. Good thing that was there. That's actually useful. Netherlands birthday calendar. Well, there it is. Look at, they got a whole setup here. Got kids' books, interesting other books, and of course the Dutch birthday calendar. And there is the toilet, indeed. Look at this. This is like a whole thing. Wow. Very fascinating. Look at this visual we get here. Why do the Dutch have calendars in their loos? That is hilarious. Yeah, that is, you know what? What can I say? I have to admit that you really can't poke fun at this. It might seem bizarre upon first glance, but it really is practical. And, okay, it's kind of genius. It really is. Apparently some Europeans, I don't remember which, do not use the electric kettle that often. I was shocked because along with the Eurovision Song Contest, I assumed that electric kettle was core European value. Yeah, this probably is going to vary greatly because Europe is big. There's a lot of different countries. You could kind of comment that down below if you would like. Because I have heard on a generic basis that, that's came up on my channel over the years, like, oh, electric kettles, I can't believe America doesn't use those. I would say as a whole, it's not the same. Like, we don't use them as much or know about them as much as the typical European maybe, but I think in recent years, maybe the last 10 years or so, I'm not really sure, but I think they're a little more common than people might think. We do have one in our household, and I think, from what I've seen and stuff, they're in all the stores. I think people do buy them more often than not here in the U.S. to some degree. Honestly, I think that's a good thing. I think they're very useful, and we were definitely late to the game on that. I have seen your Norwegian cheese planer in various countries in the EU, but a proper Danish-style cheese slicer I have yet to find anywhere else. All right, let's click. Oh my goodness, look at this. Wow. I love when it takes me to like a site from like a shopping site on a different country. Wow, these are cool. They come in all different colors. And I assume, they have some very practical uses. I'm not quite sure if this is something that you can get in the US, but I'm just going to assume that it's not because I've never seen one. So there you go. Is this something that you use in your country if you're not Danish? Gotta let me know. I'd say this would be ultimate rare or unheard of in the US for sure. All right, let's try this. I'm going to butcher this. Shuskopek bell pepper roaster. I think we have that technological marvel only in Bulgaria. Really? All right, and this is the site it links us to. There it is indeed. Just under 60 euros. Look at that. Wow. I mean, that's kind of cool. Look at how they're individually in there. I kind of like this. And, we have a lot of different, ovens and devices and air fryers and all these different kind of gadgets for your kitchen here in the U.S. Definitely no shortage of stuff like that. But as far as I'm concerned, we don't have exactly this. I kind of like it. Then you have this, which I will not even try to pronounce. I'll save you the trouble. But this is essentially a dish drying cabinet. Now, I have heard of those in some older videos that I watched a while ago where it was going through different, aspects of an apartment or house, I think in northern countries. I think Finland was where I saw it, but I bet they're in different countries. And I thought it was pretty genius as well. Now, of course, we put our dishes out to dry in various different ways here in the U.S., but I can't really say I've seen a dish drying cabinet. They might exist here in rare instances, not that I've ever experienced, but it's a pretty cool idea. People are actually saying that they've only really seen them in Finland and Italy, funnily enough. Just those two places. They're really not universal anywhere else. All right, now scrolling down the comments, I found another example of a cheese gadget. We have a cheese slicer of a different sort here, and this thing is pretty wicked. It makes me hungry, for one. This cheese looks delicious, but you put it in here, this block of cheese, and I guess this like rotates around and slices it perfectly. Now, I got to admit, this one is really cool, and I doubt I could find this anywhere in the U.S. I've never seen such a thing, but again, I'll add this to the list of, I want this. I like this a lot. I'm just afraid I cannot find this anywhere. All right, so a while ago, probably a year or two ago by now, I did videos about bidets, how those are more common in other countries. Now, these certainly are here in the U.S., but they're not common, right? You can install them into your house if you would like at any time. Some houses already have them, but I would say as a general rule, if you're shopping for a house or buying a new house, it's not going to, guarantee come with a bidet. So that's kind of where we're at in the U.S. They're here, but they're still not massively popular, whereas they might be in some other countries. But this is a bidet shower head. So you guys apparently have bidets in your shower and on the toilet. Again, seems practical. It's just not a thing here. Sometimes I wonder about these, right? Sometimes we miss out on some practical things, and it's just like, do we, as a whole, not know? Or, I mean, enough people here have to know, right? Sometimes we do things different, and that could be a good thing. Sometimes we do things different, and we're making life harder when it doesn't need to be. But we're not done there. We're going to another thread and basically asking the same thing. Let's start with this. A terracotta chorico roasting dish. I probably said that wrong. I apologize. A sardine fish grilling rack. Do any of these links work? I'm afraid not. A reed shopping basket and a healthy stock of Tremecos lupini beans. All right, well, all of that, I'm very, I'll admit, I'm confused, so it must not be stuff that's common here, or definitely not in my house. Flesson liquor, bottle liquor, or scraper. It's used to collect the last bits of product in glass pots. What? Interesting. Is this end part solid, or is it like silicone, something that's kind of flexible and can, is it like rubber or silicone or something? So you can get it through the bottleneck and, wow, what? I will say it's practical. You got to give it that. Is it necessary? It's not something I've ever thought I needed. Sure enough, the comments, that's so very Dutch. Yeah, I feel like the Dutch are just fascinating. They really are. Some of the things make you they kind of hit you when you learn about some Dutch things, and it's like, okay, that is genius. Like, how did they think of that? That's freaking awesome. And then some things are like, okay, that is sort of smart, but why? Is it really necessary? Aromat, no doubt, didn't have to think about it 1 second, okay? Aromat is a food seasoning invented in Switzerland by Walter Obrist for Knorr. Yeah, we have this brand. I don't think we have Aromat, but that brand makes different, seasonings and things. The Swiss branch of a German food company, Knorr, in 1952. Aromat was originally called whatever that is, which means plant extract in German. It's an all-purpose savory seasoning. I wonder if it's similar to anything else, like with a different name here in the U.S., right? I feel like we might have this, but it's called something else. I just realized you were on the wrong screen. My apologies. There it is. Yeah, I've never seen the name Aromat. I've obviously seen these colors and this logo, right? I'm sure we have some Knorr products in the kitchen right now. But basically, it's some sort of savory seasoning. I just wonder what it's similar to, if anything. and if it's something that we would have here in the U.S., just maybe called something else. All right, finally, towards the end here, let's look at some household items just from anywhere. These posts can be from anywhere that vastly improve your standard of living, but is often overlooked. Good pillows. 100% agree with that. Good pillows are life-changing. Shower head, every shower. Yeah, shower head, that definitely goes to each person, right? Some people like really fast, hard water feeling in the shower. Some people like really soft, right? I tend to like the water to be able to feel it a little bit. So yeah, I have a pretty aggressive shower head, I feel like. Blackout blinds, nothing helps better than a good weekend sleep in. Yeah, that really does change everything. Not waking up multiple times right around sunrise and being overwhelmed by the light, it changes something and you don't fall asleep right after that. Blackout blinds definitely change the game. And what do you know, full circle, this is obviously 6 years ago, and I think in that 6 years they became more common here. I'm not sure if this is an American or not, but from the American perspective, if you're a tea drinker or own a French press for coffee, an electric kettle is life-changing, also handy for noodles. Yeah, it has a lot of uses, right? You're heating water extremely fast and efficiently, and it's just, it's good to have. I think most American households should consider this. And finally, to end the video, let's see what some Americans are buying from out of country. Of course, you would see medication. I knew that would be on there. Roboxin from Canada because it isn't over the counter here. The thing, there's a lot of really practical and awesome medicines that we can't get here in the U.S. that we learn about on videos, my wife and I, that you can get almost anywhere else. The U.S. is just, it's a mess when it comes to medicine and healthcare, but we all already know that. The thing I probably have most of is imported cheese, which leads me to another question. Do you mean things that someone or a company imported or things we can bring back ourselves? That's a good question because that does differ. Dude, Wisconsin is right there. That's hilarious. Yeah, Wisconsin is good for cheese if you're in the U.S. Now, I'm sure most Europeans would say it doesn't compare, and that's fine. But Wisconsin is damn good for cheese if you can't get your hands on some good European cheese. I buy skincare from Korea and Japan. Okay, that sounds legit. I don't really look at country or origin when I buy stuff. Okay. Thank you for the info. Well, I'll do one, even though most of you, if you've watched me before, probably already know this, but I pretty much on a regular basis, weekly, almost always buy my groceries from a European import store, and it is real European products that most of them I can't read. There's a lot of reasons, but I really like it and I prefer it. It's been a refreshing discovery for our family, and I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate you watching. I'm sure there are many, many, many things you could make this list up comprised of, and this just scratches the surface, but I would love to hear about some things that are very interesting that you don't think are around in other countries. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.